Well, hello, Facebook friends. We're back again, and we're so happy that you're here. There is so much going on right now that I am even tempted to go put my head in the sand and pretend that I don't see anything or hear anything, and that I'm just not going to listen. We are experiencing, as intercessors, especially as intercessors, a con job like we have never experienced before. And I'm asking you right now, all of our intercessors, I just got a phone call from my pastor, Nick Manasseh's head intercessor. Nick and Becky have been with me for years in our ministry. They are the pastors of the Resonate Life Church in Bradenton, Florida. They've traveled with our ministry for years. They are my personal pastor. That church covers our ministry. And he is very, very ill right now. I want everybody that's watching our Facebook, I believe God said that we're to agree as such in anything we can have whatever we ask. I want you, after the 10 minutes that we're doing our Facebook Live, if you know a prayer team, a prayer group, or just prayer friends, I want you to call out Pastor Nick Manasseh's name to the Father. I do not believe it's his will that we lose him. I believe we can take that spirit of death and push it back in the name of the Lord. I believe we can send healing angels, and it was the stripes of Jesus that gave us the promise of our healing. But we are under siege as Christians in this country like we haven't been in years, I mean hundreds of years. Our nation is under siege. Intercessors are under siege. And this last week, as I've been praying and seeking God how to bring you on board with what we're fighting spiritually, I've been awake several nights just saying, where do we go, Lord? What do we do? When it's out of our hands, there's nothing we can do. What do we really believe you for? Because your word said that if we call on you, you hear and answer our prayers. But if the prayers are not being answered and it's causing conflict, what do we do? And I know many of our Facebook friends are asking the same thing. Our ministry is a ministry of briefings and informing prayer warriors. And warriors is what we address. We believe that there is a war going on in the world, actually. But it's a spiritual war. It's a war against good and evil. But in this nation, Christians have been so blessed. They are comfortable. Many of the ministries are nothing but really successful businesses. And they don't want it any different because they've got it good. But the intercessors are under satanic attack. One of our intercessors has had a massive heart attack. She is coming back in the hospital in Bradenton. Our pastor in Bradenton is right now fighting for his life. 2 heart attacks this week, but we're believing God for life to come forth. We have other intercessors with pain, unprecedented pain, that they don't find the root of. So the pain is still there. Cancer, we're praying for cancer to be healed. So what am I saying to you today? I'm saying you have to know the will of the Father. And you have to know who the war is with every week. Every week on our Facebook, I give you an insight to how to win the battle that we're in. This is where we are, this is what we're up against, and this is how to win it. Today is going to be no different. And what God showed me over the past 2 weeks is that we're dealing with con artists. We're dealing with con artists in the highest offices of our land. We're dealing with deceivers like you've never seen. We've seen language, our English language is being thwarted and misused. And what do? Do we throw up our hands and say, well, that's it? Well, I did. For 2 weeks, I knew there was something in this ministry I couldn't put my fingers on. But I'm a woman of faith and prayer and advisors. Our network knows each other. The people that receive our face packs every week, I know them. They know me. It only goes to people who request it and support it. It's not fake news, and neither is it junk mail. I wouldn't spend as much time guiding a network that we have accumulated and we have recruited and they have become one to just send out something to fill up a page. No, we know what we're praying for. I don't have to teach the intercessors with insight how to pray. They already know how to pray. What we're doing is finding out what to pray for, what to pray against, what to bind on earth, what to loose on earth, because that's what the scriptures tell us to do. Well, this week we're dealing with the con artist, and we have to get to the root of the problem. And we cannot allow circumstances to dictate our destiny. We must allow our faith in God and knowing His will to dictate what we believe, to choose God, to request to do. So if you have a comment today, I'm going to talk about some of the things we're dealing with at the highest levels. I want your comments to come in because I love hearing from you. I like knowing that you're there. And we have a comment right now. We'll go to that. Corey?
Ryan says it's both fake news and junk mail.
What is fake news and junk mail?
I guess what you were just talking about.
Is he talking about what I personally said I send out every week, or is he talking about that's what we're have a war? Is it Ryan?
Yeah.
Hey, Ryan, will you clear your message to us? The fake news and the junk mail that's going out, and that's basically the media. That's what we get. And that's all most Christians get. What we're fighting is a spiritual battle. And what has happened even today, we have had a United States Senate, 99 people in our Senate. And what have they to show for their pay and all their benefits? And $1 to $2 million each to keep their staff for spending to stay in office. They've been there a year, actually 9 years. What do we have to show for what they are billing us for as having done their job? Well, our intercessors know what to pray for and what to pray against. We keep up with current events. Every Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, we have a conferencing call where intercessors from all over the country call in. I give them a current briefing, what God has revealed spiritually about what our nation has experienced that week from the political perspective and what God wants us to do. There's no middle of the road. You're either walking with truth or you're walking with lies. And that doesn't mean you're walking with Democrats or Republicans, because both of them are corrupt. The majority of the people we've elected to office know how to con us. So what I want you to do today, I want you to say, Faye, I'm going to get involved with you. We are going to back this crowd down because we've got the information we need. We know who to call. We know what to say. I called President Trump's office yesterday, and I left a voicemail. I left a voicemail that what he was doing, the people of this country were with him, and not to get deceived by the con artist. And one of the things that I mentioned to him was that our Justice Department, our Justice Department is corrupt. Today, it shows how corrupt. What has the Congress been doing for the past year? They've been talking about tax cuts. And if you really watch and you really listen to what they're saying, you'll see what a con job they do. They are convinced that our work, our pay, goes to them first. They deserve it first. And then they will do us a favor and let us keep some of it, depending on their wasteful spending. My friends, we've just found out, and we've been praying for months about the slush fund, the slush funds of the people in office. The slush funds I've been talking about and could see in vision were the federal contractors and the grant recipients giving kickbacks back to the members of Congress, especially Susan Collins, Planned Parenthood, Marco Rubio. There was a tremendous articles on the internet at one time about John McCain, Lindsey Graham, Marco Rubio, with the defense contractors in Iraq, building things we didn't need that we paid for, and they slush funded back to them, plus a few more. That's the slush funds I'm talking about. How else does Congress become multimillionaires at the same time they put our country in debt, $20 trillion? Who do we blame? The politicians, the lawmakers, the con artists that we have elected to office? No. We look in the mirror. We put them there. We stayed out of the mixture. The nasty women that control our colleges, universities, classrooms, they're filthy, vulgar, incitement, ugly, pornographic spirits and attitudes and actions have the media that make you and I, as believers, look like that we're the haters. We're the ones that have to be on the watch list. Marco Rubio even has a bill, I don't have the number with me today, that makes it unlawful for us to talk about Islam or any other religion. If we do, if we have anything detrimental to say, if we teach the Bible as it is written, we are haters, we will be breaking the law and can go to jail. This is happening right now in England. A Christian organization sent out videos of the attacks, demonic, Islamic terror attacks that they had videotaped to warn England how unsafe they are. And the Prime Minister, because President Trump texted those videos to show what could happen here, the freedom of terrorists. And the Prime Minister could care less about the terrorism. She's complaining to President Trump. And this lady came back on the news, and she could go to jail because they said she's an inciter, a sower of discord. You can't talk about Islamic terrorism in England. It's illegal, and you can go to jail. Is that where we're headed? I have another comment.
Christina says, all is being revealed, the light is shining in to reveal the darkness.
It sure is being revealed, and while it's being revealed, the Christians must rise and fight back. The fact that it's being revealed is the answer to prayer. But the action that must go forth, we have to act now. We have to rebuke the devourer. What we've got, the spending, there are slush funds. I have 2 reports that's going to be coming out in our Face Facts, on our TV programs, and you do not want to miss it. You can go on our website. insightUSA.us, and read the information that's coming out. Also, we are now on a new channel, and you can go to worship.life, LIFE.com. No, it's watch worship.life, LIFE.com. Our program is on there on a regular basis, different programs. God is opening the media to us like we've never had it before. If you miss one of our programs, you can get our TV schedule on insightUSA.us, Facebook, FayUSA.com, and get our live post and stay informed. But what we've got now are the con artists. They haven't revealed the slush funds I was talking about, the kickbacks coming to the people that we've elected to office. But what just has been discovered, because of the slush fund that has provided $17 million to cover sex crimes of members of Congress, and it's through a particular slush fund, a permanent fund, that there is no accountability, there is no government oversight, and yet we've been praying for a wall, and there's no money for it. This is not the only slush fund. The slush fund that's being revealed is also the slush fund that's paying Robert Mueller. He has no accountability. He has absolutely, the Congress is not involved. So what I'm asking you today, we are dealing with con artists. We are dealing with the waste of money like you have never, ever dreamed. I got another report, the Washington Update with Tony Perkins. And what they've done is they've described the waste of what is going on, the reason we're $20 trillion in debt with no infrastructure improvement. Plus, they stole Social Security. This Congress, these career members, lawmakers, with the help of H.W. Bush, stole millions in Social Security funds. These career politicians stole. Well, they say they borrowed, but they're not going to pay it back. They say, now we don't have anything in Social Security. Wonder why. Bill Clinton. Then we go to George W. Bush. They dip into the trust fund of Social Security. Obama trust fund. They put it as new income and spent it. We are dealing with con artists. They're being asked about these slush funds. They're being asked about why that we've spent $17 million to cover sex crimes of politicians. And they're calling it inappropriate spending. Inappropriate nothing. It's illegal. And do they know who it went to? Well, no. Not one member of Congress has a clue where $17 million has gone to pay off illegal behavior by members of Congress. What else is going on that they don't know where it's going? They don't know where Robert Mueller's money is going, and they don't care. And in this last report, I have to tell you, November 29th, what do Congress and San Francisco Symphony have in common? They are both pouring money down the tubas. That's just one way spending reaching a crescendo. Senator James Langford, the Republican of Oklahoma, points out in his latest report. He shows what $1.4 billion went to a trolley track. $1.1 million went for just a study program. $2.6 million and counting is hardly scaling back. The Stickleback Fish grants, which at $2.6 million and counting is hardly scaling back. And what they're doing with these tax cuts, it is a joke. They are saying there is no way they can cut anybody's taxes because they are not going to cut spending. We are going to have to replace these people, but we have to know how to battle the con artist. We have to know how to battle the illegals and their language. Well, it's inappropriate spending. No, it's illegal spending. I would like to tell the congressmen, Republicans, and Democrats now that we've discovered it. But there are 6 slush funds, pot of gold, they say, and the entire information soon is going to be coming out on our website in our e-blast. If you'll go to insightUSA.us, enter your email address, you will get our e-blast. We need your participation. I've started a Virtuous Woman's movement. It is to combat these nasty women. We have got to move them out of authority. I'm a born-again, spirit-filled believer. They do not speak for me. I am not a hater, and I refuse to have my reputation slandered and to be put as a hater because I won't kill my own child. Because I have no desire to charge sexual activity to the taxpayers, and that's what they're doing. We have been conned. Today, I want you to go to Insight and say, Faye, I'm going to make a donation to help you do this. Hillary Clinton's got $40 million. We're believing God for stamps. We now have an 800 number that will take your credit card. You can call can you get me that number, 877-855. I have to find out what it is, but it'll also be up on your screen. You can call the 800 number. There'll be a live person to take your donation if you don't want to go through the internet and etc. If you'd just like to have the hard copy of our weekly prayer bulletin, you can call our office, 407-265-0700, and press number 2. But it's important we hear from you. You can go to Faye, F-A-Y-E, just Faye, F-A-Y-E, V as in Victor, W as in woman, M as in movement, .com. You can make and sign my petition. Nasty women, Hillary Clinton, you do not speak for me. All we need is for you to sign the petition. It's not a fundraising gimmick. It is nothing. We need to know that you're standing with us because we must back down the con artist. And right now, they are having a party. Pray for President Trump. Pray for his staff. Pray for Vice President Pence and their families. Because America, my friend, Christians must rise and take a stand. Next week, I'll be back with you on Facebook Live.